Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry I didn't upload for 2 days. Monday, Sunday evening, our air conditioning went out. So we were for about over 24 hours without air conditioning on one of the hottest days here in Arizona. And it was awful to say the least, but we are okay. Everyone's fine. It ended up just being like a fuse that the guy took 5 minutes to fix, and everything was good. The reason it took so long for him to come out to us was because here in Arizona, where it's hot, this happens to a lot of people. So they're super, super busy and they get a lot of emergency calls. And so he just got to us as quickly as he could, but I'm just really grateful that it was fixed, and I'm never taking AC for granted again. And I'm very grateful for that, and that I live with air conditioning because I know some people don't. So, very grateful for that. And yesterday, I will admit, my friend who I'm hanging out with this weekend, she called me right before my daughter went down for her nap, and I told her I would call her right back. And I chose to call her instead of doing, my video like I normally do and praying before calling her back, which is what I should have done, but I didn't. And I called her, and she loves to talk a lot, which is not a bad thing, and I didn't tell her, hey, I have to go. I just kind of sat there and listened, and I felt bad because I felt like I kind of like put God on the back burner, even though I've like dedicated this time to Him every day during my daughter's nap. So I definitely felt bad, and I will not be doing that again because I could have totally called her back after and it would have been no problem at all. So, yeah, lesson learned. But, anyways, I hope everyone's having a good week, and if there's any newcomers by chance, welcome. I'm reading the Bible. I have been for about 9 months now. I'm also praying, getting to know God, and I'm sharing my full journey, the good, the bad, everything. The full playlist is on my channel starting from day one, and I'm doing the full Bible. 365 days. It's broken up, a couple chapters a day, and the playlist is on my channel. I recommend starting at the beginning if you're interested. And day 1 and 2 are the only days that don't have the recording of the chapters. The rest do. And I hope that you give God a chance like I did. It'll be the best thing you ever did. So let's get into today's chapters and see what's going on.
But you have cast off and abhorred. You have been furious with your anointed. You have renounced the covenant of your servant. You have profaned his crown by casting it to the ground. You have broken down all his hedges. You have brought his strongholds to ruin. All who pass by the way plunder him. He is a reproach to his neighbors. You have exalted the right hand of his adversaries. You have made all his enemies rejoice. You have also turned back the edge of his sword, and have not sustained him in the battle. You have made his glory cease, and cast his throne down to the ground. The days of his youth you have shortened. You have covered him with shame. Selah. How long, Lord, will you hide yourself forever? Will your wrath burn like fire? Remember how short my time is. For what futility have you created all the children of men? What man can live and not see death? Can he deliver his life from the power of the grave? Selah. Lord, where are your former loving kindnesses, which you swore to David in your truth? Remember, Lord, the reproach of your servants, how I bear in my bosom the reproach of all the many peoples, with which your enemies have reproached, O Lord, with which they have reproached the footsteps of your anointed. Blessed be the Lord forevermore. Amen and amen. Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting. You are God. You turn man to destruction and say, "Return, O children of men, for 1,000 years in your sight are like yesterday when it is past, and like a watch in the night. You carry them away like a flood. They are like asleep. In the morning they are like grass which grows up. In the morning it flourishes and grows up. In the evening it is cut down and withers. For we have been consumed by your anger, and by your wrath we are terrified. You have set our iniquities before you, our secret sins in the light of your countenance. For all our days have passed away in your wrath. We finish our years like a sigh. The days of our lives are 70 years, and if by reason of strength they are 80 years, yet their boast is only labor and sorrow. For it is soon cut off, and we fly away.
I find that super interesting that back then that was their typical lifespan was 70 to like 80 years, which I feel like is about, the average nowadays. And I feel like that's like increased, right? From the past, what, couple thousand years or something like that. Because I feel like a lot of people died young from like diseases or, just freaks, just stuff, you know. I don't know the stats on any of this, but I find that super interesting that even back then, that was like their average lifespan. Um, so I know that there's some people who are like, really want to see how we can expand our lifespan, live like to 90, 100, stuff like that, which is fine. But I think what's important is make sure that you're actually living that life instead of, oh, let me just get more years, but you're not actually living. There's some people who have died young who've actually lived, and then there's people who have a long life and they never actually really lived. So I think the quality of life and actually living your life is more important than how long. That's just my opinion. But, of course, I would love to live to, 70, 80 years old, but, or, I mean, whatever God has planned for me. But I also want to make sure that I'm living a good quality life along the way, no matter how long my life is.
Who knows the power of your anger? For as the fear of you, so is your wrath. So teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Return, O Lord. How long? And have compassion on your servants. O satisfy us early with your mercy, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. Make us glad according to the days in which you have afflicted us, the years in which we have seen evil. Let your work appear to your servants, and your glory to their children. And let the beauty of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish the work of our hands for us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler, and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked, because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. No evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot.
All right, there we have it. I want to try to do a video tomorrow. I'm not going to make any promises because I am going out of town for the day. So it might be a little difficult, but I'm going to try my best. Especially because I've already missed 2 days. So I'd really, I've been enjoying the Psalms, but I'm also kind of ready to move on and get to the next book. But because the Psalms is really long. I don't even know how many more days we have. I have to look it up. But I am just kind of ready to get to the next book. Anyways, well, everyone have a great night, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Bye.